Créé is a world of gods and dragons, war and prophecy, hope and ruin. It is a land scarred by cataclysm, guided by divine will, and shaped by the courage of mortals. Though kingdoms rise and fall, the struggle between light and darkness never ends. Every age bears its heroes, and every age its trials. The continent of Ansalon stands at the heart of this world, a tapestry of fractured nations, forgotten ruins, and ancient bloodlines. Here, elven courts once stood untouched by time. Dwarven kingdoms carved empires beneath the mountains, and in the shadows of it all, dragons watched, waiting for the world to forget what true power looked like. The balance of Créé rests on a delicate edge. Magic flows with the phases of 3 moons. The gods offer power, but rarely without cost. Mortals, small in the eyes of the divine, are still the ones who decide the fate of the world. This is a realm where legends are forged in war, and where one broken sword, one lost prayer, or one defiant act can change the course of history. This is the world of Dragonlance. Before time had shape, before stars burned or dragons soared, the high god spoke a single word, and from that word, all creation unfolded. Créé was born in the void, not by chance, but by design. 3 divine forces arose with it: Paladin, Lord of Justice and Light; Takhisis, Queen of Shadow and Ambition; and Gillian, Keeper of Balance and the Book of All-Knowing. Paladin and Takhisis became opposites, one seeking to guide the world, the other to rule it. Gillian stood between them, demanding that balance be kept. From these 3 sprang other gods, gods of war and love, fire and frost, deceit and healing. They shaped the heavens and the world below, breathing life into Créé and all its wonders. Among their creations were the dragons, born not of flesh but of elemental might. The first were pure and radiant, but Takhisis corrupted half of them, twisting their forms into the chromatic dragons of destruction. Paladin responded with metallic dragons, shining defenders of life and justice. The war between dragonkind began before mortals had even drawn breath. Then came the races: elves carved from light and grace, dwarves hewn from stone and fire, and humans, swift to learn and quick to destroy. The gods gave them gifts: magic, courage, will, and watched as they spread across the world. The moons rose in the sky: Solinari, Lunitari, and Nuitari, each tied to a different face of arcane magic. And from the heart of chaos, the gods crafted the Grey Gem of Gargath, a relic of wild magic so potent it would one day shatter nations with a single crack. The age of starbirth had ended, the pieces were in place, and the great game of gods, dragons, and mortals had begun. As the mortal races spread across Créé, the first kingdoms rose in the heart of Ansalon. The elves carved luminous cities deep within ancient forests, Silvanesti and Qualinesti, governed by wisdom, magic, and pride. The dwarves tunneled beneath the mountains, founding the great nation of Thorbardin, sealed by stone and shield. The humans, restless and ambitious, claimed the plains and rivers, forming petty realms that grew swiftly and fell just as fast. But power did not go unchallenged. In the shadows of rising nations, the chromatic dragons stirred, red, blue, green, black, and white, born from the corruption of Takhisis. Their breath scorched fields and froze rivers. Driven by her will, they descended upon the world in waves of destruction. Thus began the First Dragon War, a brutal age when mortals had no answer to draconic might. Cities were leveled, armies scattered. It was not until the gods intervened, granting knowledge of dragonlances and calling forth the metallic dragons, gold, silver, bronze, brass, and copper, that the tide turned. Peace was brief. The Second Dragon War erupted as both gods and dragons vied again for control. But it was the Third Dragon War that changed Créé forever. Takhisis, seeking to enter the world herself, nearly succeeded. Her plot was undone not by kings or armies, but by one man, Humor Dragonbane, a knight of Solamnia. With the aid of a silver dragon and a divine weapon, he drove Takhisis back through the gate of the abyss, sealing her from Créé once more. After the wars, the dragons vanished. The dragonlances were hidden. The world fell into a quieter age. But peace in Créé is always temporary, and the gods knew the balance would not last. In time, the mortal races forgot the lessons of the Dragon Wars. The continent of Ansalon entered the Age of Might, and in the heart of it rose the empire of Istar. Once a beacon of faith and justice, Istar became consumed by pride. Its ruler, the king priest, declared himself the voice of the gods and demanded dominion not just over men but over morality itself. He outlawed magic he could not control. He branded non-human races as lesser. And finally, he issued a demand to the gods to purge the world of evil entirely. The heavens answered, but not with submission. On a day forever remembered, the gods hurled a mountain of fire from the sky. The cataclysm struck Istar like a divine hammer. The city vanished beneath the blood sea, and with it the heart of an empire. Mountains split, seas rose and fell, forests turned to ash. In a single moment, the world changed. The gods fell silent. Clerics found their prayers unanswered. Paladins felt their holy strength vanish. In their absence, the people of Kryn fell into chaos. Famine spread, plagues followed, kingdoms fractured into feuding warlords. Magic users, feared and hunted, formed hidden orders tied to the three moons of Kryn. This was the age of despair, and it endured for generations. The gods had not abandoned the world. They had withdrawn to let mortals learn humility. But few believed this. Temples rotted. Hope faded. Yet as darkness deepened, the world turned once again. In the forgotten corners of Ansalon, whispers of ancient relics began to stir. Clerics who called upon lost names felt warmth return. And somewhere in the east, dragons began to wake once more. The world was not finished with its legends. When the gods fell silent, dragons vanished and kingdoms crumbled, hope became a forgotten word. But decades after the cataclysm, darkness gathered again, this time in secret.